Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. Big D! Right here in the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule, back in effect. Flannel Sam in for D-Mac. Flannel, what'd it do?
Hey, this is quite the bullpen call that I got today, but it's all well and good, you know, just more time on the air to share my thoughts and grievances. And who doesn't want some more of that, right?
Absolutely. People are charged up about it right now,
Yes.
as a matter of fact. But no, Flannel, just more quality time for you and I to spend together.
Absolutely.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. KG, what's really good?
You, man, that's what's really good.
What do you mean?
I'm glad to see you back.
It's good to be back. I'm glad to be back.
I missed you, man.
I missed you guys too.
How was Florida?
Oh, it was cool, man. It's electric down there, man. They are all in. It was a good weekend, though. Detroit City got the win, very convincing win.
Shout out.
It was a good broadcast. They are hyped down there, man. For the Panthers. They went 0 to 100 real quick.
I can imagine.
But that's the type of town it is. We'll talk about that for a minute. We got Jesus in the house. Intern Justin, what's up? Got his Motor City Tigers jersey on?
Yep, I'm going down to the game. Probably will be disappointed, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
I don't love mediocrity, so I'm probably going to be disappointed by Kenta Maeda.
Oh yeah, he's on the.
And you probably will be.
I'm just saying, I'm not.
Three-run homer incoming.
Not a lot of optimism from this chair today when it comes to the Detroit Tigers.
But you're going to go down there anyway.
Yeah, because I'm going in with my dad and my
very
sister's
cool.
boyfriend, little guys' night out. So
All
it should
right,
be a good time.
I like. Well, hey,
Pops.
have fun, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have fun, have a couple beers, couple dogs.
Yeah, man. Do what you got to do.
Enjoy the environment.
Spencer Raxter in the building. One half of the Woodward Heavyweights, 5 to 7 p.m.
Hello.
Shout out.
Shout out.
What was that? What was that sigh?
Hello.
You all right, man?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still recovering.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Did you get into it yesterday?
No, not yesterday. Not yesterday. I had to I needed a whole day of recovery. I had a long weekend in Chicago. A lot of fun.
No, I'm saying, did you get into it like on the network at all?
Oh, a little bit on heavyweights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good time. We were stoop boys. We were chilling on the stoop. We had a nice stoop on our Airbnb, so we were chilling out there, smoking, drinking, partying. Yeah.
The highlight of the trip, the Empire Strips back.
Yeah, Empire Strips back.
That's dope.
And so it's a good time.
There were a lot of quality strip club names to choose from, I saw.
There were quite a few. We went to a White Sox game. That was fun. It's a nice stadium. Very nice stadium.
US Cellular?
Guaranteed rate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
guaranteed
it.
rate.
Yeah, I like
Former
it a lot.
The stadium
Yeah.
is fine.
It's
Like,
fine.
I like the stadium. Getting to the stadium
Yeah, it's tough.
is a little less than.
Yeah.
And that's why I never want to hear people talk shit about Detroit. Mm-hmm. Go to a White Sox game.
The L kind of sucks.
It's fine once you step over, the puddles of piss and things like that.
Yeah. But it was fun. In honor of you, I ate the helmet nachos.
Yes,
the
I
helmet
saw that.
nachos.
Yes,
was like,
I
all right.
did.
I was like, I got to grab that. It was good. The Chicago dogs were
Elite.
getting put down all weekend. Elite way to enjoy a glizzy. Yeah, it was a great time. Chicago took care of the boys.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a great town, man.
It's a great
it
time.
is.
It was a lot of fun.
It is a great town. Everything you want, whatever you want it to be, that's what Chicago can be.
Yep.
So, I hope that's what Detroit turns into when it grows up.
Yes.
That's what I want it to be. No, but we are back, and we are in effect. We are going to talk a little bit about the Stanley. Can we talk about the Stanley Cup or no? Are the people into it, Flannel, or no?
Yes, we can talk
Are
about
they?
the Stanley Cup.
I had a 2-hour conversation with
Now-
5 people on the morning show.
Now,
in chat.
easy. We're not going 2 hours.
No,
on
I
this.
know. I'm just saying. Like in chat, they were involved for 2 hours, so I'm thinking that people want to see it.
Okay, we'll get into it. I'll talk about the electricity down there. Like they are locked in, as we would be, as anybody would be. It was car flag season down there.
You showed us, man.
Yeah, it was car.
What was
they
that
got
the Orkin man with the car flag?
even the Orkin man had the car
man.
flags going. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts out there, and we will read them all day long. IT Hips, looking forward to Dr. Jeff Pierce breakdown on Barkov's broken jaw. I don't know whether we're going to get into that. Just a fan. Neil is back, but is El Mago back?
Oh, my God.
He may be, man.
El Mago's back.
He may be.
Look at what happens when he doesn't play, Flannel, on Sunday.
Isn't that Wouldn't that seem to be a nice kickoff into a new age of Tiger baseball if the Tigers just DFA'd him right now, or as you so eloquently put, and I kind of piggybacked off of, just put him into a cannon and shot him into space? I understand that in a vacuum, having Zach McKinstry in there instead isn't that big of an upgrade, but even Zach McKinstry, one of the most irrelevant, meaningless players in MLB baseball, has an OPS that is 100 points higher than Javi Baez. Look it up. Zach McKinstry, 556. Javi Baez now had his OPS lowered to 456. That's impossible. It's impossible, but he's doing it. He's doing the impossible.
He's showing you
yes,
that anything is possible. To quote Kevin Garnett.
Shout out KG.
Anything is possible. The Flannel Sam. We'll get into that, though. We do have a little Tigers thing that we'll get into. Just some of the names that we have to discuss. We got to check back in with those that have been jettisoned out of the big league team. Check in with them, see how they're doing in the minors. So we will get there. We will definitely get there. There is a ton to get to. Okay, the chat right now, and there's been more and more of you jumping in, and I have to find out what this is.
Yeah.
People are talking about, quote, Flannel will double down on his ridiculous trade idea.
Oh,
what is going on? What did I miss on Wake Up Woodward this morning?
First off, they are not ridiculous because
I didn't think that was that bad.
I managed to, in 3 different trade scenarios, get the Tigers a new bat that's undervalued without trading Tarek Skubal or Jackson Joe, by the way. My 3 trades, and I'll just be very brief about it. One of them was bring in a Chicago Cubs outfielder, Mike Tauchman, and I said that the Tigers could give them a reliever and Parker Meadows. Trade number 2. I would trade Jason Foley and possibly even Colt Keith if need be for Texas Rangers infielder Josh Smith.
Okay, hold on.
Yes,
Give me the first one again.
Okay, the first one is bring in Mike Tauchman from the Chicago Cubs, outfielder, 365 on base percentage, 21st in the league. It was any reliever that they wanted, and if need be, Parker Meadows.
You said outside of Foley on this one.
Outside of Foley, yes.
What earth would the Cubs do that deal?
Because
Parker Meadows is that is nothing.
Okay,
that is
fine.
filler. That is filling up the hefty bag.
Here is why. Because the Cubs, even though they're having a rough season themselves, they are in it, and they need relief pitching. They have good starting pitching, but poor relief pitching. And if you decided, even if you had to give them like Tyler Holton or somebody like that, I would do it. And oh, by the way, if the Cubs don't value Mike Tauchman, who is 33 years old, you could sweeten it with, guys, you've got Cody Bellinger, you've got Ian Happ, you've got Seiya Suzuki. They think they have Pete Crow Armstrong, even though he fucking sucks, but they value him for some reason. Your outfield is full. Give us Mike Tauchman and supplement your bullpen with one of our guys. And plus, Mike Tauchman's $1.9 million under team control next year, arbitration.
Okay.
So you out on trade 1, it looks like.
Well, in what world would the Cubs do that?
They need a relief pitcher. Tigers have a lot of good ones. One's not named Jason Foley. One's with track records. Even some that have underperformed a little bit this year, like Tyler Holton, a left-handed reliever, man. They need relief pitching in the worst way. They don't need to be blowing any more brilliant Shota Imanaga starts.
All right, next. And the Cubs are basically us, for context.
They're
the Cubs are
basically
basically
us.
the
Yes,
Tigers.
yes.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
100%.
Every time you expect more, then they win, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And then they don't.
Yep.
And then you're right back where you started from.
Yeah.
So, all right, give me the next one. Just real quick. I just want to indulge him with this.
All right. I would bring in Josh Smith, infielder for the Texas Rangers, who is 9th in the MLB in on-base percentage, by the way. 9th, a qualified batter. 9th in the MLB in on-base percentage. And the first thing I would give up to the Rangers, who also are basically the Tigers right now, they need relief pitching in the worst way. I would give up Jason Foley. And if need be, I would even throw in Colt Keith. Even though he just got signed. That's what I would do. And Josh Smith is another one who's under team control for the foreseeable future. Just got all the arbitration years. Makes under $1 million.
You appear to be out on trade too, Neil.
You can also play shortstop.
I'm trying to process that.
Yes.
I just think
I don't know about
if
Colt
I'm-
Keith, though. That's my only deal with that.
Well, you do. All right. Here's where I'll back Sam up for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you do understand in order to get something, especially an elite bat that can play shortstop, like you were going to have to give something up, right? We know this.
Absolutely.
We understand this. And it's not Parker Meadows and, Justin Henry Malloy. Like that's
I get it.
It's not going to get the job
and
done.
I know he's bad right now. I just believe in the future for Colt Keith, but elaborate, continue.
Yeah. No, I do too.
Yeah.
I absolutely do too. And, you got the long-term deal with him, so I'm willing to ride with it and stuff like that. I see Flannel working.
Yeah.
It's just for me, like, if I'm the Rangers, I see what you say about the bullpen thing.
Yeah.
But what are you making my bullpen elite with that? Because I'm giving you an elite bat. In today's metrics world, I'm giving you an elite bat.
I'm kind of counting a little bit on A, the Rangers undervaluing someone like Josh Smith. B, they got Josh Young coming back from injury. C, Colt Keith's potential. And D, Jason Foley he's at times been an elite bullpen pitcher. I'm not just giving you like Bo Brisky. I'm talking Jason Foley, who I'm willing to part ways with. And like I said, it would probably take some convincing.
I would do that on the Tigers end 100%. 100% I would be in with that.
I appreciate that.
Because I do have to take away, I have to give you one of my strengths in order to shore up one of my, and it's going to take, then if not that, then you tell me what are you going to give up? Because Parker Meadows isn't even getting you a middle aisle seat on a Spirit flight, okay?
No,
like he's not
shit.
even giving you that.
That's real.
Okay? So, for real.
In on trade 2, trade 3. Oh, he forgot to preference that he signed Kevin Biggio.
Claim Kevin Biggio on waivers from Toronto.
And
put him in the lineup tonight.
Hey, whatever.
And
cool.
he DFA'd
Put him in the lineup
Javi.
tonight.
He
DFA'd Javi for sure.
And then I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I don't care what it is.
I do that.
You want one of my children? If it means you're going to DFA Javi, Cristiano, sorry, but it was a good run.
Sorry, bro.
And this is where I think we have we have to continue to use our platform and not just accept that Chris Ilitch would never do it. Come on, if the Tigers continue to stay in this perpetual kind of loop of 500, but they're still in the wild card spot, just imagine if Tarek Skubal has a Cy Young season, which he is the favorite for right now, and they miss the playoffs by 2 games, and Javi Baez plays in, let's just say, 120, 125 games, and has
you know what? You just altered the show.
Yes,
because when we come back, we're going to talk the Tigers thing then.
Yeah,
okay? Because you sensed it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I knew it was coming. This is why I miss you, man.
Because there's another thing that I talked about with my Tiger Group chat buddies, and there's another thing that we talked about, and now it's gonna pop up here.
Yeah,
because I have some things for you guys here.
All right,
as far as that goes.
I respect Sam for at least trying to fix.
He's trying to make it better.
Everybody complains about the Tigers, but what are you doing to fix it?
What are you doing to fix it? Exactly.
Yes.
We got a Cade Cunningham discussion we'll get to in the first hour as well. So we'll get into that. There's some football stuff. We're going to rock and roll. As we said, Dr. Pierce will join us. We'll talk about some injuries, situations, and all of that. Tell them about Guardian.
Absolutely. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins.
Women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza are taking over Michigan. Locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit, known for their hand-battered, hand-breaded chicken sandwiches, their delicious chicken tenders, and their New York-style pizza. Find a Soroki's near you or go to Sorokis.com to figure out where you can get some of this great food.
All right, keeping it pushing. We're off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Flannel Sam in for DMAC, KG, Juzus, Spencer Raxter around the infield, third to first. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, get your thoughts in there, and we'll discuss it. People are fired up about the Stanley Cup. People fired up about the Tigers. There's some Cade Cunningham stuff in there. We're going to get to it all, man. We are. This will be a good around the horn show, I guess you could say. But jump in there, get your thoughts out there. All right, we're getting into the Tigers now so we can get this done and handled and move on. Okay? Because Flannel had some ideas. You're getting murdered about the Foley thing in here. I don't think people... Then what's your solution then? Because I want to know where the people are with it. Crazy Clown. Pitchers who throw over 100 with a two-seam fastball do not grow on trees. Nobody does that except for Foley. Okay, Crazy Clown. Then what's your move? What's your move? So I guess we got to get to this then. Because what was your third trade, Flannel?
All right, my third trade is the one for the player that I'd be most excited about. I would bring the Tigers' Lamont Wade Jr., first baseman from the San Francisco 49ers, or San Francisco Giants, who is currently on the injured list. He's got a hamstring that'll keep him out till the end of June. But this season, he doesn't have the qualified at-bats. He has a .470 on-base percentage and a lifetime .357 on-base percentage, and he makes $3.2 million this year. He's under team control next year, arbitration, and then he's a UFA in 2026. In order to get Lamont Wade Jr., I would give up Reese Olson for one, because the Giants have no pitching whatsoever. They have one of the worst team ERAs in all of baseball, and I don't think they would take a rental in Jack Flaherty, given that they're the Giants, and I don't think they're a World Series contender this year. And if you had to do it, I would even throw in Spencer Torkelson. Reese Olson, Spencer Torkelson for Lamont Wade Jr. And Lamont Wade Jr. is 30, by the way, just for a little.
That's aggressive. Context. Now that's a little aggressive. But I don't hate the street you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on the street. Because we have to make a decision. And this piggybacks into what I want to get into here. And Spenny had the topic on here. Meadows, Torkelson, they're all raking in AAA.
Yeah,
of course.
Which, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like, and he asked a question. He said, is it time to bring up someone? And I say no.
Yeah.
It's not.
I agree.
All I needed to see was what happened on Sunday. And going back to it, yes, when Javi doesn't play, those things are more likely to happen offensively. They just are. Let's get real about it, all right? And this isn't, I'm not recycling the shoot 'em on a rocket to the moon. I'm not going down that road. I'm just going to tell you guys this. When you take even a near average Major League Baseball player and put him in his spot, in Javi's spot, look what happened. And over the course of time, here's the deal. You know the Tigers this year, when Javi and Torkelson don't play, they're 3-1.
Wow.
They're 3-1 when they both don't play. Weird, right? And I'm not saying they're a 75% winning baseball team without the both of them, but they are better. You can't deny it.
No.
You can't. Now, I'm not clamoring for Torque to come back up right now because I just want to keep it pushing with the way it is. And now that you have taken Torque out of the lineup, when Javi doesn't play, things seem to be better. And why wouldn't they be better? Javi, once again, is on pace to have the worst season in the history of Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Period, end of story.
That's a fact.
You can't debate it. You can't deny it. And so, look, when you take the worst player in the history of baseball out and put literally anybody else in, it's better.
Yeah.
You can't deny it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about how elite of a tagger he is or anything like that. Sorry. I'm just going off of the math. Now, I get the nuance behind it and what the deal is. And I'm not doing that right now. But it comes to this. They are a move away. From being in the playoff mix.
A wild
like
card.
Full in.
Yep.
How are they not?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're almost halfway through this.
Mm-hmm.
They're what, 2 games back?
Yep.
Of the wild card?
They are.
And this is by design, too, with the wild card. We talked about the Cubs, the Rangers, all of it. These are your competitors right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, through all this, and Sam, through the Javi and Torque thing and the worst seasons in the history of baseball, through all of it, you got to look at it. You do.
Absolutely.
And with a move, we took someone out on Sunday of the lineup, and look what happens.
Yeah.
What happened if you added somebody?
Yeah. And I mean, I just gave you three different scenarios that I think would help this team. And it would most certainly, the one thing that you cannot deny, and this is irregardless of who you have to give up, those guys would help your offense.
Instantly.
The offense, and I understand, Ken Maeda hasn't been good. Casey Mize, for the most part, hasn't been good. The bullpen has had spurts of not being good. I'm talking to you, Joey Wentz and Andrew Chafin. But however, the offense has been the main problem. You kind of mentioned it. Parker Meadows was so bad, he played his way into AAA. Spencer Torkelson, although not as bad, was so bad he played his way into AAA. Javi Baez is so bad he should play his way into never being on an MLB field again.
The Japanese league is
absolutely
where he should be.
He should be in that, or the Korean league, which I watched a lot of. In
Savannah Bananas.
Savannah Bananas. Hey,
Get him out there.
He actually would be perfect for Savannah Bananas because of the flair and everything.
Yeah.
Get him on. Give him a contract, Savannah, Georgia. But
and they could throw like pitches in the stands, and he could swing at them and stuff like that.
yeah, no, but you said it perfectly, and I said this at the beginning. Javi Baez has a 456 on base OPS. That is even worse than it was last time when us and Mike Valeni checked in with you guys this past Friday. He is having literally the worst everyday player season in MLB history.
Ever.
But yet, he's out there almost every single day. He was only in there for 2 out of the 3 over the weekend series, and guess which one the offense actually performed and they won? It was the game where he didn't play. And as I said in the beginning, this is where you should just start off this new beginning for the Detroit Tigers. I don't even care if you add anybody. You don't have to add Kevin Biggio or trade for any of the guys that I mentioned. Just get Javi Baez off of this team, because even Zach McKinstry, who's not good, has a 100-point better OPS.
It's the facts.
Yes.
It's the facts of the matter.
Yes.
And you are in this mix. And this isn't even a bash Javi thing, guys. This is the principle of everything. You have a look at this. We have not been relevant in a decade.
Yep.
In a decade. And you, us, we put too much time into this team on a day-to-day basis to just piss away an opportunity to be in the mix.
Yeah.
I'm pleading to the Tigers organization right now. I'm pleading. We have a look at this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We do. So can we do something about it? And even that, just that, can we just come out and say it, that Zach McKinstry is the everyday shortstop going forward?
I'm with it. Yeah, he even mentioned Winsell Perez might get some reps there too.
Whoever.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Whoever. You see what happens when he wasn't involved. You know what the numbers are. Like, please, can we please do? I'm begging. Can we please do this, guys? And do something to shore up the hitting. And look, I'm not clamoring for some major move. The flannel, below the radar. If you went to the average baseball fan, average baseball fan would not know the names that you talked about. And I'm like, look, I know that it's popular, and I know that it runs against the grain of what we do here, and it's probably something that I should be better at, but I'm not. I don't do that create a trade, straw man trade stuff and talk about it here. I just don't. However, that being said, this is the time I'm clamoring for it. I know everyone loves the transaction more than the action now. Mm-hmm. I understand that too. But this is the time I'm asking for it.
Yeah. And also, if you want to kind of go further into...
And here, hold on. Here on Mark M says, just sitting Baez could be the move.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, when are we going to become adults about this?
Yeah.
This little Chris.
You know I had to hit you.
I know.
But I'm not going to... I am going to use my platform, though, to say that it's not good enough to just say Chris is never going to do it. It's just not. I'm going to clamor for it until the day it happens, especially if the Tigers continue to hang around, especially if Tarek Skubal continues to be not only a Cy Young candidate, but, and other media outlets have been talking about it, an AL MVP candidate. And it's not crazy, by the way. Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher that currently walks Earth. And if they waste that season, I will be livid. And furthermore, I was teasing it. I mentioned another sort of move that I personally would make if I were moving forward with the Tigers. If I were GM Flannel Sam and or front office Flannel, as Juice has called me,
Shout out.
I would not only DFA Javi Baez, I would also send Colt Keith to the minors. I would have Winfield Perez as your everyday shortstop moving forward, just because he can actually have a 700 OPS. And he doesn't use the excuse of, I've never had any at-bats before the season like Colt Keith. Not saying Colt Keith does it. Winfield Perez has actually produced. I just want players who actually produce and aren't a black hole in my lineup. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's what it's kind of been with the Tigers. And if you want to include Kerry Carpenter's injury, there's about 3, 4, 5 players that a lot of us were counting on having and being successful that just aren't right now. Go ahead, KG.
No, I was saying you would bring up Jace Young as well.
Jace, yes, I would bring up Jace Young.
Give him a spin.
And start him tonight. I would, as your third baseman.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Catspot. Neil is delusional. Tigers pitching will regress. Casey Mize is not a 2.4 ERA pitcher, which I know he's not.
I don't think he has a 2.
His ERA is pushing 5 now, my friend.
Yeah.
And Scooble's not a 1.9 ERA pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
He's the best pitcher in baseball, Catspot. He's a betting favorite to win the Cy Young. And that's my point about all this.
Team.
That's why I've come here with renewed energy and vigor. And not even about the Javi thing. This is real. This is real with Scooble.
Yeah.
It's real. And it's criminal if we don't do something.
Yep.
It's criminal.
That's why this trade deadline, I've been saying it the last couple of days, this trade deadline is going to be a definitive one for Scott Harris in the game, because are you in or are you out?
Because when new information presents itself, you have the right to change your opinion. And that applies to Scott Harris as well.
Yeah.
And the Tigers organization. It does.
We can't be in the middle.
We've been irrelevant for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And I would even take it if the move is taking out the worst everyday player in Major League Baseball. I'm tired of him submarining our chances to win. Like, I know we were laughing about it and joking about it before.
He's back.
Yeah.
I know we were laughing and joking about it before, but now it's real, everybody.
Yeah.
Because look at what happens when he's not involved.
Well, and the worst part was this weekend, because we know that Tarek Skubal, he's must-see TV. He's tantalizing. He makes me excited to watch. Like, I'll be down about the Tigers, and then I'll watch Tarek Skubal dominate, and I'll be not necessarily all back in, but all back into what they could be. And granted, I know Reese Olson pitched a bad game this weekend. He did. Really his first time being shelled all season. But now, even though his ERA has now ballooned to a robust 3.43, the Tigers are 2-10 in Reese Olson starts. And furthermore, in all 12 of Reese Olson's starts, Javi Baez has been in the lineup. And Javi Baez has actually missed 12 games, but during Reese Olson's starts, Javi Baez has been in the lineup every single time. Just imagine if you had somebody else, any other player in
I guarantee you win one more of those games at a minimum. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
I believe it was 4 of the starts where Reese Olson either had a 0 earned runs allowed or 1 earned runs allowed when he started. Those are some games in which even Zach McKinstry, who's not good, but better than Baez, would maybe flip a game. Or hell, maybe they bring up Ryan Kreidler or something like that. I know he was hurt.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Literally anybody else.
Yes. Yep.
That's the point we're driving at. And Catspot, look, like you said, the Tigers pitching will regress. You could be right, and you may be right. But here's the other thing. The flip side of that coin, you would have to suggest that their hitting will progress. But guess what?
Right.
It's not.
It hasn't.
Yeah. It's not. And there's no reason to believe that it will. So therefore, I'm not wasting one of the greatest seasons a Tiger pitcher has ever had. Wrap our arms around this, everybody. Tarek Skubal right now is having one of the greatest seasons in Detroit Tigers franchise history as a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're going to do nothing and just sit here? Like when we're through all this, We're right in the mix in the wild card. We're going to do nothing and just let it go. That doesn't sit well with me.
I agree.
Haircuts at Lady Jane's do sit well with me,
Yes,
however.
and they should sit well with me soon because I need one. But I will go to Lady Jane's when it is my time. And Awesome is where a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in and sit back and relax and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, walk in anytime 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports. Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
No rule here for Feldman Automotive. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. And guess what? We all know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They're the best in the game at it. But did you know, no matter what kind of car you are looking for, there's a Feldman Automotive dealership that can help you out. Ford, Kia, whatever it is. Want car, go to feldmanauto.com, get car quickly. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. And don't forget, too, the service angle of Feldman Automotive. They did some work on my car. Beautiful. Process was easy, hassle-free. And it was like a 2-week thing. Didn't matter. It was easy and hassle-free with Feldman. So I can't recommend them enough, even for the service angle. You got to do the oil change, whatever. FeldmanAuto.com. They're the answer to all your car needs. All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, just wrapping up this Tigers discussion. I'm begging for something because, A, we have a pitcher that is having one of the greatest Tiger seasons in history. Yep. In Tigers history, a charter member of the American League.
Yeah.
History. We haven't been relevant in a decade. Like, it's time to make a move. I'm not saying sell the farm. Yeah. I'm saying just literally anything to help this lineup.
You can do both. You can try and go for the wild card and still preserve your future.
Absolutely you can. Now, Corbin is on my level. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. You guys know how I operate, though, Flannel. Yep. I like to check in and see where people are with this line of thinking. Trevor Bauer is out there. Now, I have been on the Trevor Bauer train for over a year. Mm-hmm. I am not asking people to raise my children. I am asking them to toe the mound and get people out.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer is having a great season down in the Mexican League. Had a great season in the Japanese League last year. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting right there, and he'll play for the league minimum.
Yeah.
He was never proven guilty.
That's over.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing's over.
Yeah.
I'm not a judge. I know he's a free man. So can we chat pull that one, Spenny? For real. Would you support the Tigers signing Trevor Bauer?
I see some early yeses in the chat.
signing Trevor Bauer.
Why
you
not?
and I are in the same wavelength.
I'm there too.
Why not?
He's not in jail.
Yeah.
He's a free man.
I'm not in the market for choir boys.
I don't even care about
Videos
that.
of her setting him up.
And I'm not even getting into that.
Yeah.
You guys know how I operate. Between the lines, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He will help this team.
At a very low cost.
And I'll tell you what, and I know that this is, front office flannel talk, but I'll give it that angle, and I'll give what the Tigers currently have angle. If you were to do the Lamont Wade Jr. trade and ship off Reese Olson and Spencer Torkelson for him, bring in Trevor Bauer, I'm just saying Scott Harris, think about it. But also even now,
Tommy K, bring him home.
Even now, and I think we're past the point where it's just being a slow starter. And Neil, I got to give you credit for it. You predicted it. You were kind of bullish on it from the beginning. At some point, I don't care about contracts. I don't care that he's here for the next couple of years. Put Trevor Bauer in the starting rotation and take Kenta Maeda out.
Yeah, well, it's not like you can't just sign him and he'd walk in. Like there's going to be some kind of discipline for Major League Baseball or whatever. I don't care. Whatever that takes.
Yeah. Who cares?
Whatever it takes, man.
Make Kenta a reliever.
Like if we're going to go this route, though, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to take a look at the young guys, and which I take to mean be fiscally responsible because of payrolls, in the 20s.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go this route, then go this route.
I'm in agreement.
Go all the way.
If you're going to do the youth movement, do it. Get rid of this old veteran that's sinking the team and just live and die on the young guys.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
What's Benny?
Supremacy says Trevor Bauer's been bad since he left the major leagues. In 2023, in 19 games in the Japanese league, he had 130 strikeouts and had a 2.76 ERA with only 31 bases on balls and 14 home runs allowed.
Well,
in 130 innings pitched, he had 130 strikeouts.
In the Japanese league.
Yeah.
Right.
Where, like, Ichiro played and Ohtani played.
Yeah, like
Luanga.
Yeah, and if you want to use the angle that, the Japanese league isn't the major leagues, it is the second best league, but it's not the major leagues, and you have some questions about him not being a big league pitcher since I believe Trevor Bauer, it was the middle of the 2021 season. I'll grant you that, but don't say that he was bad in high-level leagues. That's where I'm kind of like, no, he actually wasn't. And the last time he stepped on a major league field, he was one of the top rotation pitchers on the Dodgers starting rotation, and in 2020 I believe he won the Cy Young.
Yeah. And again, guys, like I don't like to do this fantasy stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I would make this kind of move, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to go down, again, if you're going down this road and this is the kind of team you're going to be, then be this kind of team.
Right.
And you have to uncover some rough diamonds.
Yeah.
That's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, and I think what all of us are coming to terms with and coming to grips with, and it's a good problem to have for the record, if the Tigers make it a good problem to have. I think if we all would have known that Spencer Torkelson will be as bad as he was, Parker Meadows will be as bad as he was, or he has been, that Colt Keith has been as bad as he has been, and that Javi Baez would find a way to lower his OPS by about 130 points from last year, that there'd be no way that we'd think the Tigers would have damn near the White Sox record, but they don't, because they found a way to win some of these games. They found a way with a guy like Tarek Skubal be elite. We found a way at the beginning of the year when their bullpen was unhittable, finding a guy like Reese Olson. Even though the Tigers don't win a whole lot with him, they should. Jack Flaherty has been a phenomenal signing. They have a shot. They really do.
Through all this.
Yes.
And I don't think we realize it.
Yeah.
I don't think we do. Just based on the buzz and things like they are here. They're here.
Yeah.
Is it impressive? No.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
It's a step in the right direction. It is.
But again, Tarek Skubal is having a historic... This I don't think people realize. One of the greatest seasons a Tigers pitcher has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's Buddy Verlander, who's just like, I'm leaving here. Later.
I mean, I don't blame him in retrospect, but that's
okay.
Another
I'm glad
for
Isaiah Thomas never did that.
Another combo for another time.
No, the point is that even, and I get it, this isn't a full season with Tarek Skubal. Even during Justin Verlander's MVP season, his ERA started with a 2. Tarek Skubal's begins with a 1. And again, like I said, has Tarek Skubal done it over a full season? No. But if you want to include last September in this, and then however long this season has been, Tarek Skubal is been the best pitcher in all of baseball since September of last year.
Yeah, I saw a stat that was like in his last 18 games, he's only allowed 19 earned runs.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's literally insane.
Right. So, like, what are we going to do about that? And here's the deal, too. Like, all right, you want to do the fantasy land shit? Like, hey, I got 2 more minutes for the break. I'll indulge you with that. I'll even say this. If you can do what you can do to get into the playoffs, if you got Skubal, you got a shot to win a series.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Throw him on the tit twice.
Yep.
In a 5-game series?
Come on.
Or a 3-game, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Like,
and Flaherty looks pretty good too, so that's a guy you can put
and
out
that's
there.
it.
Yeah.
Because really, if you look at it, Tell me what the Dodgers' plan is off the top of your head, pitching-wise.
Probably Walker Buehler coming back, but he's
yeah,
right.
Well, that's a given.
It's not a given.
No, like you see what I'm saying? Like you see how this shrinks?
Yeah.
Like what's the Yankees' plan?
Garrett Cole coming back from injury.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know when he gets back.
The same.
Let me know when he gets. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Like these locks that we have across Major League Baseball. When you really get granular and you really shrink this into a playoff series, what are they rolling with?
Cleveland has some injuries on their pitching staff as well. In a short series. So,
That's my point about guys. Like this is more real than we even realize.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't think of a single team in the AL off the top of my head who would have a better pitching rotation in a playoff series.
In a playoff series where you're rolling 3 dudes.
Yeah.
The Yankees have that.
But guess what?
Yeah.
You got to be in there to find out.
Yes, sir.
And
You see what I'm saying? Like, am I spinning your guys' gears at all here with this or no? Like,
Nope.
Yeah.
You're twisting my fancy.
Am I tickling your fancy?
You're tickling my fancy.
Yeah. Am I?
Always
I'm
tell you,
That's
you're
it.
right,
Yeah,
man.
I knew,
No, but
I knew
but
it was a
be right.
T.
You don't
for
be
real
wrong.
though. Did you guys like realize this though until we started rapping about it today? Like about the
yeah,
Scooble thing and
before that.
the playoff thing and just get in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why after this weekend, I wasn't super happy about the win on Sunday. Although I'll take it. We'll all take it with Tarek Skubal. I am petrified that they will waste this. Like, that's kind of the angle where I'm at. I'm just terrified that we'll even see Javi Baez, even if he plays 100 games and the Tigers miss the playoffs by 2, it's a crime against humanity. Like, Tarek Skubal should damn near sue the team. And as far as, and I know that this is becoming a little bit redundant. If I'm Reese Olson, I'm suing the Tigers for malpractice, for putting Javi Baez out there every single day when I'm pitching. Because when you're as good as Reese Olson has been,
Take it to HR,
Absolutely.
like log a workplace complaint.
when you're as good as Reese Olson has been, you deserve that feeling after games, that victory feeling more often. Even when your ERA is 3.43, which it is now, although it's more inflated off of this past bad start, your team should win at least half of your starts, and probably even more. Bartolo Colon won a whole ass Cy Young with a 3.48 ERA. And Reese Olson's Tigers team is 2-10 in his starts, and it's 3.43. Those are the type of things that I'm worried will end up sinking the team. And it all goes back kind of to one man, one very, very terrible bad man, and one very, very terrible bad baseball player, Javi Baez.
That's it.
And let me tell you about Premier Pet Supply.
Please do.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They are family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years, with 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Make sure you go to Premier Pet Supply or check them out at premierpetsupply.com.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Sports merch. Yes, go to shop.woodwardsports.com. And yes, it is in and it is flying off the shelves. The Boot 'em Kids shirt.
Boot 'em Kids.
For Sunday night, I want Ford Field full of the Boot 'em Kids shirt. Because that's what we do here in Detroit. We boo children, little children.
Damn right we do.
The smaller the kids are, the more we boo.
Yep.
Because that's how we roll. Boot 'em Kids shirt. It's live. You can get it. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get ready for football season. And boot 'em Kids.
Boot 'em Kids.
Hate them kids.
Damn right.
Boo them kids.
Boo them kids, everybody. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sam Flannel, KG, Juice the intern, Spencer Raxter as well. He's back from his bachelor party in Chicago.
He made it.
He made it. He did it.
Gotta do it all again next month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Colorado this time.
Ooh,
you guys going to Denver?
I don't know exactly. I don't remember the city exactly, but it's for my brother's bachelor party.
That's nice, though.
Very expensive couple months for Spencer.
Yeah. Colorado, dude, is when you're hanging out there and you're getting into it, just remember, everything's almost twice as strong there as it is here.
Oh, yeah.
The air is thin, but the smoke is nice.
And the beers are heavy. They're hitters. They're all double-digit %.
Oh, yeah.
They don't play games out there.
I'm excited.
I was screwed up when I went to Denver a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That I was not ready for the elevation change.
No.
Speaking of which, if anybody in the chat has some odd jobs they need done on the weekend, hit me up. I'm pretty broke. And I could use some money. So if you need something done,
be careful with that.
Not too odd.
Yeah, I was about to say, be careful with that.
Not too odd, but if you need some manual labor, need something lifted or moved, let me know. I'm being serious. I'm 100% serious. I'm broke.
Just Smitty just showed up at your doorstep.
Yeah, I will pick things up and I will put them down.
Heavy things.
Not bad at it.
There you go. All right, I did want to get into this before we are joined by Dr. Jeff Pierce. The news has come out, and I know James Edwards from The Athletic was one of the ones that was spot on this. Listen to a couple podcasts that he was on over the weekend when I was getting my run-in Florida when it was 101 heat index with 88% humidity.
Ooh.
I'm just whenever you wonder, when you watch college football this summer and them guys are flying around the field, you know why.
Yep, all year round.
You know why, all year round. Cade Cunningham is on the verge of locking up his 5-year, $226-ish million rookie max deal, and it's going to go down. And Spencer asked the question point blank, and I saw it here in the chat earlier. This is the play, right? Like Flannel. This is the play.
Don't let Stick hear that.
Are people overthinking this to some degree?
100% they are overthinking it. Cade Cunningham is the guy. Cade Cunningham had one season where he had an injury that has been recurring since he was, I believe, in high school or college, and got it fixed. Last season was, contrary to popular belief, last season was not an injury-plagued season. He played 62 games, which isn't bad, by the way, and he would have played more if the Pistons actually would have been in contention. This is a guy that improved his three-point shot. He had over 20 points per game, damn near 8 assists. He'll give you 5 rebounds. He's long. He's got the length to play defense. He's everything that you want in kind of that star that is going to be a very good team player. It's just the problem is, and this is something that I will never stop hammering, he had some of the worst help you have seen in the history of the NBA last year. You can name about 5 or 6 players that he didn't have this past year that either Jaden Ivey did the previous year or they were better with Jaden Ivey. I mean, let's start out with Sadiq Bey. In 2023, Sadiq Bey was there for 50-some games, shot 35% from 3 and had 15 a game. This year, Cade Cunningham was stuck with the unenviable task of playing with a full season of the guy he was traded for, James Wiseman. A guy like Hamidou Diallo he didn't have. Bojan and Fontecchio played a combined 43 games, whereas the previous year, Bojan played 59. Burks played less games this year and was less efficient. Isaiah Livers went from, in 2023, being an okay role player playing 52 games to being an unplayable scrub in 2024 with 22 games. My point with all of this is that nothing of what happened last year was Cade Cunningham's fault. I put 0% blame on him. And if you want to go even further, Jaden Ivey regressed, and it's not a good backcourt mate to Cade Cunningham. He doesn't shoot well enough. Asar Thompson, for all the good that he has, shoots his three-point percentage in the teens.
Ouch.
To me, it was all about what they surrounded Cade Cunningham with and not anything about Cade. And I am hoping that they will fix that this offseason, at least to some extent. We don't know, but Cade is that guy. You signed him to a max yesterday.
And the yin to that yang, Matthew Kruger in the you signed Cade, you are doomed for the next 5 years. Give me the why on that, Matt. Like, why? Give me the why. I want to hear it from somebody for real, because I don't understand how there could be any pushback.
Yeah.
On locking Cade up, like as you said, Flannel, Cade is not the issue.
No,
Cade, and I'll even say this to you, and this is props to Cade Cunningham. He has been on brand the second he stepped in the door here. The whole time.
Thank you, Neil.
And look, this is exactly what I said after I called one of his games in college. When I walked out, I said he's got the NBA body.
Yep.
Check. Seen him in person. He's got the NBA body. He will make the basketball play, which he does. And he is exactly what we thought he was going to be.
Yes. And the thing is, I'm not saying that those players that I mentioned before are like these all-stars or these all-world help. And oh, by the way, Monty Morris was out the whole year pretty much as well with the Pistons. But let's go back to a time very recently called 2023. God, this whole like battle has almost made me like strongly dislike Jaden Ivey. I'm going to try not to. But for anybody who is going to say like, what's the big deal with Boyan? What's the big deal with Bay? What's the big deal with Burks? These are the leading scorers in 2023 of the games that the Pistons won. Bogey, Bay, Bogey, Burks.
That was a Washington game, right? The Burks game?
I believe so. Bogey.
I called that one.
Bogey, Bay. Ivy, there's one. Bogey. Corey Joseph.
Oh,
another player that Cade Cunningham didn't get.
Random as hell, Corey Joseph.
Ivy. That's two. But that's my point, is that last season, Cade Cunningham had less of even Bogey and Fontecchio combined than was available the year before. He had less of Burks. He had a bum in Livers. He had nothing of Bay, and he had nothing of Diallo. It was the worst help I've ever, like, it was awful what Cade Cunningham had to deal with. I'm surprised, like, you'd see him after games, he would look depressed because he'd be playing his ass off, and it wouldn't matter.
That Burks game where they beat Washington.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham did not play in that game, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay, and the reason I say that is I'm going to let you guys behind the curtain a little bit. Chuck Brewer says, Neil, can you imagine if he wanted to be a malcontent? He has tons of reasons to be publicly upset.
Seriously.
And he is the opposite of this. I'm going to tell you guys this.
He just wants to win.
I was there. Like, I lived it. I was there. After the Washington game, we were getting on the bus to go to the airport. After the Pistons won and Burks went off and all that stuff. The man that was most hype, and this isn't bullshit, I'm not kidding you guys, the man that was most hype on that bus about the team winning was Cade Cunningham, who didn't play.
Yeah.
Who didn't play. Cade Cunningham is the kind of guy you want on your team.
Low ego star.
You want Cade Cunningham on your team. I will never forget that. That was one of those moments. He was running around, hype on the bus.
Yeah.
Like hype as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is not the problem. He is not the issue. He is not somebody. And look, Catspot said something that I
he got an answer for every fucking thing.
That I agree with. Absolutely. You would never get the trade value in return because of the situation Cade Cunningham is in right now. Situations that you're in are detractors to your value.
Yeah, and with Cade Cunningham, I'm going to side with the guy who actually put up all-star numbers. He's never going to be an all-star on that bad of a team who put up all-star numbers and just had a crap team around him. I'm going to side with the guy who worked on his game in the previous offseason and got his three-point percentage up to 36%.
Look at the way his body has changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's in.
He's in. He's got his man body now, and now he can shoot.
No, but he's in.
Yes,
like Cade Cunningham is in.
He just wants to win. I can't.
For the Pistons so bad. It's like
Hunter, I've seen it.
I've talked to Cannon multiple times about it. Like, the guy loves the city. He wants to be here. He wants to win. The Cunninghams are great people. Cade and Cannon, fantastic people.
Yeah,
Ashton, great dude. Like, they want to win here so bad. Cade wants to do everything to win here so bad. That's what pisses me off the most, is like we're failing him by not putting a good enough team around him, a team that supports what he does the best. And, you know, his injury concerns were bad, but This year, he was fine. Like Sam said, he would have played 70-plus games this year if the last 20 games of the season meant a shit.
Right.
So I love Cade Cunningham. I want him to stay here for a long time, and I just need them to put pieces around him that benefit him. Not 13% shooters. Not guys who can only affect the game if they have the ball in their hand and they're driving to the hill and that can't play defense and can't shoot. Like, you got to put shooters around the guy, man.
Do you know? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Alan W. says, Weaver and Monty ruined his reputation. Even our own fan base has turned on him. It's very sad to see. Alan W., like, when you make that comment, you stop at Weaver then.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand. Like, if Weaver was so bad, then how could you expect Monty to be good? For real. Like, let's get past the emotion for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody thinks that was a bad pick. I think the longer this has all gone along, the more you can question a pick like Jaden Ivey, for example. I'll tell you who would look really nice in a Pistons uniform. The guy who was picked right before Jaden Ivey.
Yes.
Keegan Murray.
Shaedon Sharpe would be a better fit than Jaden Ivey.
To be fair, though, everyone in this room clowned the Keegan Murray pick.
That is true, but I wanted Shaedon Sharpe. I was Shaedon Sharpe.
Everybody clowned the Keegan Murray pick.
I wanted Keegan.
No, I actually...
He was a better fit.
I did want Keegan, but here's what I did. And I'm not saying that the book on Jaden Ivey is closed or anything like that. I let peer pressure get to me a little bit. And this is where I have to shout out a guy like Easy, who never really wavered, because everybody was so happy about the Jaden Ivey pick. And I kind of feel like, Neil, you were kind of in the same boat, had a few more questions than some. And so far, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that him and Cade fit together like trying to put these fingers, like just clash. They're terrible. They don't fit at all.
Hey, yo!
That was a terrible comparison, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was bad.
You know who else? You know who else would have fit great next to Cade Cunningham?
Oh,
guy like Desmond Bane.
Yes.
A guy like Tyrese Maxey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys that were passed up over 3 times by the Pistons.
No doubt.
Yep.
Well, the new GM's here now.
Yep.
So, you know, that's what it is. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, everybody. You guys know what it is. Planet Fitness, the high school summer pass is off and running. If you are a teen or you know a teen, 14 to 19, that's in high school, they can work out for free all summer long at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com. You can register there, or you can pull in the parking lot of any one of the 50-plus Metro Detroit area Planet Fitness is. You can join there as well. The youth, man, it's summertime. Get out and moving, and you can work out for free all summer long at Planet Fitness, one of the great services they're doing for the community. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Visit Dispo Dispenser today for deals too good to miss. Meet a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere and shopping experience. Try the freshest inventory for Michigan's largest variety of products. Come through our stores or order on Dispo Dash today. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sam Flannel. We got KG, intern Justin as well, Spencer Raxter. And as is the case every Tuesday, we are joined by Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He is our injury insider. And Dr. Pierce, as a parent, youth sports. You had a kind of a youth sports experience over the previous weekend, I guess. I have kids in youth sports too, and this is something I've been wanting to get into it with you to some degree. You had kind of a comment on the intensity around youth sports, and I want to hear your story. And then I have one as well that made my wife stop going to my son's competitions. But what did you observe over the weekend?
Obviously my kids are a little bit older, but I've been dealing with youth sports since the training room and all the Red Wings, all the hockey over at Troy Sports Center since before some of you were born.
Sure.
But basically the intensity it's not getting better. It's getting a little bit worse. And I guess I don't want to open up a whole can of worms because this is a big can of worms.
No doubt, yeah.
Right? I mean, you're edgy. I'm sure some of the listeners are edgy, but basically you got to put in perspective the pressure on these kids. We've talked about college athletes. Now I'm talking about high school athletes, junior high athletes, adolescents. You have to understand what the body's doing during this time. That's why it's more important. Usually by the time you get to college, your body's developed, you're building muscle, things like that. With the intensity of these sports, with the kid going through growth spurts, you got to understand, just to simplify life, and what's going on in a kid, an adolescent, girls, it happens a little bit earlier. But as you grow, your bones are growing. Your muscles and ligaments and everything else is catching up.
Right.
So if you're this high-intensity athlete working on a body that's going through a growth spurt, what really upset me is my assistant's husband was a big-time baseball player. He was throwing a curveball when he was in 5th grade, okay? So for all you people listening right now, you should not be throwing a curveball in 5th grade because all it's going to do is mess up your elbow and your shoulder. And what happened? He goes, I blew my shoulder out. I go, like in high school? He goes, no, 8th grade, I was pretty much done. I started playing lacrosse.
Wow.
Because we were talking about lacrosse. There's a kid in Maryland. Big, husky kid, probably had potential. But it's the unknown of what's going on. That's a lot of reasons why I even started doing my show on 97.1. is to educate these people because there was unnecessary injuries. So I'm jumping all over the place, but bottom line is you got to understand where your child is and what age they're at. If they're going through a growth spurt, you want to actually tone it down. So one of the guys that works for me, I was watching his son play tennis. He's ranked top 10 in the state of Michigan, 14 years old, but he just had a growth spurt. So you can't push him heavy during that time. Because what you're going to do is you're going to wear on that joint. You're going to wear on those ligaments. You're going to create laxity. You create a bigger problem. It's not like these kids can just gain weight because you want them to gain weight.
Right.
There's a natural development of the child, natural metabolisms. I did it with my son. I mean, I'm like, we got to put weight on you. You got to put weight. He's playing varsity as a freshman at 135 pounds, playing against Brother Rice guys that are 240.
Right.
I mean, they would like push him halfway with the stick and he's blown over. I'm like, we got to put weight on you. So I've been guilty of it a little bit. Understand that you got to let the process happen, right? Because you're talking about major injuries. You're talking about a kid who's playing baseball baseball career was over in 8th grade because I just started asking him and then I got really mad. It's like, what'd your coach do? Throw the curveball. I was pitching more pitches than we wanted. We talk about pitch count now. There is some proactive prevention.
Yeah, and that kind of backs up into it, and just kind of popped in my head when this was what we were going to talk about, because we have noticed, and I don't know if it's that we notice injuries more than in the past. My guess is there are more injuries than have been in the past. Is this kind of like the crop that has been planted from youth sports? And now we're kind of harvesting that crop. Because you talk about the intensity, right?
Right.
My son does jujitsu and jujitsu tournaments, and it is Hunger Games for children. And my wife went to one, and she's like, "I'm not going back to that." Yeah. And I think about it too when I'm kind of in the arena, but being around sports for a living and stuff like that, I can kind of compartmentalize that and move past it.
Right.
She can't. But the intensity that is in there, the weight that's on youth sports today, it's insane, number one. But number two, is this kind of the time and space we're in, and with injuries in professional sports, is this becoming like a byproduct of the youth sports system, or am I crazy with that?
You're almost right on, right? So what are we doing, right? There's and I always go back to the dollar. When we talk about the NFL, we got to follow the dollar.
Right.
The dollar is there, right? Your kid has to be, like I was hockey. I was big time hockey, right? We took care of all youth hockey. Everybody was the next Steve Yzerman. They came to me because I was a doctor for that system. But the realistic expectations sometimes is pushed harder from the parents than it is from the child.
Oh, no doubt.
Right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, if I don't put him in, if I don't give him training, if I don't do this, it's like you got to follow the natural. There's natural ability, and then there's, work hard ability, right? So you just have to have someone smart enough that has a vested interest in what's good for the child. Like this young boy who's playing, he just had a growth spurt. You can't keep pushing him heavy. He probably lost the tournament just because he fatigued because of his ligaments and his muscle. They don't have that development ready. And there is an advantage to these kids that look at LeBron. LeBron matured. He was 25 at the age of 18. Right. So there's some natural stuff going on. We had a kid playing football that I met at a graduation party this past weekend. He's just naturally huge. Yeah, he's 6'5", I'm guessing, probably 250. So he's naturally huge. But all those other, they're fighting to get ahead. So what are we saying? You have to be aware of, one, the growth spurt. You have to be aware of natural physiology in adolescent kids. Adolescent athletes are a whole different breed. Women are especially. You see a lot of gymnastics. You see a lot of figure skaters. You see a lot of tennis players. They're pushing their sport at a much younger age. They're peaking at a much earlier age. Are they doing damage to the body? 100%. How to balance that? You now have a trainer. You now have a coach. You now have all these things for any guys that are in the top 100. You got to get to the top 100. Now you need to get to the top 50. There's a lot of competition on these poor kids. I'm pushing too hard. I don't know if I made my point, though.
No, because, for real, though, it literally just clicked inside my head when we had this discussion. Because now the guys that have come up and that are in the pros, they were kind of a byproduct of this youth sports move. Because youth sports stopped being, for fun,
yeah.
Around the year 2000-ish?
Maybe earlier. But
maybe a little. But
when I was a kid, we did everything.
Yeah, right. But that's my point, though. And I never really thought about it before. But I'm sure it has some fingerprints on the injury structure of professional sports now.
But you do. It's like the commitment. Again, he's an elite athlete, but they're homeschooling him. He's playing 24/7. He's putting 50 to 70 hours a week of training. And that's what you need to get to the next level. I understand that, right? You need to do it, but we need to do it with balance. We need to do it with an education of cross-training, allowing him to settle down and allow his body to physically develop. He may lose the edge those 6 months, but the next 6 months he should be able to excel again. So it's a tough call, and I'm there. I'm inside it. I'm outside it. But after watching this tennis thing, I mean, the intensity of the families, the questions that were coming up to ask, what happened? There was some drama going on. There's emotional, mental states going on. I mean, tennis is a tough sport. It's not the Wii sport. It's the I sport, and it's intense. So
Woodward Sports chat thread. Dad with Tourette says, yes, natural ability is a key as well as genetics, but when you get those, the work ethic is what's needed to be great. No doubt about that. But we're just kind of talking about how it is, man. I mean, it's youth sports is Hunger Games now, Flannel, and you'll see this. You're newly married. I'm sure you guys will get the family going. I'm just be prepared. I guess what Doc and I are saying is be prepared.
No,
don't underestimate it.
I've heard it before, and I'm sure I'll hear it again. I'm sure I'll experience it. And Dr. Pierce, speaking of youth sports, you mentioned that curveballs, like kids throwing them at too young of an age, can ruin a kid's pitching career before it even gets started. Are there any off-speed pitches that are more arm safe when you're young, or should they just be throwing fastballs up until high school?
They should be. It's the mechanics. It's the understanding of the mechanics. You're gonna have kids that are naturally. And he told me, he goes, I was practicing my curveball. I watched the YouTube video and I was doing it, but he wasn't doing it correctly. He knew about the hand thing, to flip your hand, but he didn't realize what was going on at his shoulder and his elbow. Is there safe? Yeah, a fastball, good mechanics with a good coach, and it's proper posture. Like, I'm looking around these kids. I mean, these are elite tennis kids. I would say 20%, 25% had proper posture. And what does proper posture lead to? When you're changing mechanics, I can't remember the tennis player that's just so rolled it forward, the crazy guy. You guys know who I'm talking about? Who throws fits on the court?
John McEnroe back in the day.
Back in the day, McEnroe. Yeah. But anyhow, it's just that roll folder. Their shoulders are rolled forward, their neck is down. That just lends to an injury coming because your mechanics is natural. The old school military thing, put the book on your head and walk. There was a reason for that because your body's being developed and it's best for the mechanics to be in that natural position. Your spine being in a natural position, your neck, your shoulders. But a lot of these kids will roll shoulder and the neck down. That's probably because they're Texan and now they're gaming. But it's going to be a problem.
Talk with Dr. Jeff Pierce here, our injury insider from the Michigan Sport and Spine Center. You got time for one more, Doc? Because and this is wild, and I do this to you all the time, and I'll put you on the spot about something you don't know. A lot of people have been talking about the Stanley Cup Finals right now.
Love it.
And Florida Panthers and Leon Draisaitl with the shot on Alexander Barkov. He has a broken jaw. And he's been ruled out, right? He's been ruled out of the rest of the Stanley day-to-day for the rest of the Stanley Cup Finals. You don't know the technicalities of it, but I'm going to ask you anyway because you're here.
Okay.
Like a broken jaw, that seems to me like something a hockey player would just cage up the face and roll with, right? Is that possible? Am I expecting too much?
It's a badge of honor, a broken jaw. But yeah, I mean, it depends on how many breaks there are. If it was displaced, if he's getting wired shut. I saw the hit. It wasn't that aggressive of a hit, but he went down as a big guy going out. It depends on how, is it multiple fractures? Can they plate it? Yeah, knowing hockey players, he's probably in surgery right now getting wired or plated if it's a true fracture with multiple, and he'll probably wear a cage and come back because
he's in surgery now. They play again in 2 days.
Yeah. I mean,
he'll be back.
There's no look.
Why are they built
Dr.
different?
John Finley was one of the greatest hockey player doctors ever. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame for most stitches. Every Red Wing of yesterday has a story of Finley going back into the locker room, stitching him up, and they were back within 5 to 10 minutes after being stitched up. I mean, it's a joke, the badge of honor, but this is a badge of honor for these guys to play with injuries. And you don't hear about them. This one was obvious, but like I've said multiple times when Darren's here, how many injuries were reported the day after they were done?
Right.
And that's hockey.
They're just cut different, man.
They're cut different. I'm going to play. And these guys are on the brink of something that, have never, to raise the Stanley Cup is the ultimate. I had the fortunate chance of being, with the cup a couple times here.
Yeah.
So it's. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. If it's multiple fractures and a lot of wiring, if we can pull that news, I'll give more of an update of what I think. But
all right. We'll check.
I would
back
not
in.
bet. I would not bet against it. He's out for the season.
Yeah. All right. We'll check back in with that. Doc, appreciate your time as always, my friend.
I was going to talk about Bozinga.
Oh, Porzingis, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it was on your show or on Braylon's show that I predicted he's going to be back, he's healthy, and he's going to be a mean streak in him and do very well. And I think that's
and Flannel should have took the 50-1 for him to be the MVP series, MVP of the series.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Drew Holiday's coming on strong. Jaylen Brown. That'll be an interesting discussion to have for another day when the finals actually does conclude. If Boston wins, who will be finals MVP?
Yeah.
Not Tatum.
At this rate, no, not Tatum.
Definitely not Tatum.
Tatum's a role player now.
Yeah. Good call on the Porzingis thing, though. You drilled that one. All right, Doc, as always, appreciate the time.
All right, guys.
Talk again next Tuesday. There he is, Dr. Jeff Pierce, everybody, Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He is our injury insider. And Flannel, Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely. Now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today, 313-530-1698, or visit their website at swissins.com.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Back out of here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Big shout-outs to Dr. Jeff Pierce joining the show. Neil Rule, Sam Flannel in for DMAC KG, Juzus the intern, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. What do you got?
Real quick, breaking news. The Lions have officially requested a visit with kicker Jake Bates.
There we go.
He is being brought in probably for a workout.
Keep him home.
That's right. Oh, yeah, their season concluded.
Yeah.
In very similar fashion, they lost in the conference. What are they up, 18-3 or something like that?
Something like that. It was through a really bad pick six. Oh, my God. Terrible. But, yeah, no, Jake Bates, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. It's kicking the ball between the uprights, but you never know with the NFL pressure. But shout out to him, making a few big kicks, the type of kicks that you rarely even see in the NFL, and he might get himself an NFL gig out of it.
He's definitely going to get himself.
The Ravens are lined up for a visit with him as well. So
that's way to go, Jake Bates. Way to go.
Varice says Spenny just hates on Tatum.
I do.
But it's not hate.
It's not unwarranted.
I'll hop right in that canoe, Spenny.
Yeah. He's
That's
a bitch.
That's why I love Spencer Raxter. I do.
How would you?
He's soft.
Here's the thing, and I know we weren't necessarily going to turn it into this, but imagine being Jason Tatum, and in your first 2 games, and granted, he is leading the team in rebounds and assists, fine, but he's shooting 12 of 38 from the floor. Imagine watching this series and being LeBron James and thinking, damn, in 2017, I averaged a 30-point triple-double on excellent efficiency, and my team lost 4-1. It's funny how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how it works.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Broder, getting up to 83 in high school is impressive. When I pitched, if you threw in the 90s in high school, you were different. Now we've got 7th and 8th graders sniffing 90 miles an hour. It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
And it's not going to end well.
I remember we were getting blown out in the second game of districts when I was a freshman, and I got brought up to varsity because I was a lefty just to fill the bench, and they put me out there, and the guy on the mound from Country Day was throwing like 95.
I feel that same exact situation.
Yeah.
Country Day, Tennessee, big southpaw comes in throwing 93 bombs, 15 Ks. I think he no-hit us. I'm almost positive.
I was like, I just went up there, closed my eyes, and tried to make contact.
And didn't.
Fouled one off.
Okay, make contact.
Fouled one off.
Hey, I did swipe a bag from a Vandy catcher, though, in that game.
Yeah?
So.
All right. Woodward Sports chat, throw DNC, ENT. The biggest reaction, obviously there's a lot of youth sports chatter in the chat, but the biggest reaction, DNC, ENT, quote, Braylon show. Yeah, right. Don't let Ryan hear that.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm not.
Hey.
I can't speak to what goes on the afternoon. All I know is, They get new microphones for their show.
Mm-hmm.
They get the studio fumigated after us poors are in here.
Hey, yesterday we were at Oakland Hills. It was rainy and cold for the 2 shows previous. And then as soon as they come on, the sun is out. We get hors d'oeuvres.
I was going to say, they got fucking trays of food, dude.
Yeah.
I was pissed off.
They brought us lunch. They gave us pigs in a blanket, juice, water, everything you could ask for. I'm actually liking being a part of E&E now. I like.
Hey, it's a privileged life.
Yeah, man.
It's a life of privilege, no doubt.
I like this.
Did they get new microphones?
Yeah.
Did they really?
No, they didn't.
Because they did the last time. I have to ask because the last time we were at Oakland Hills, they did because they quote don't like the microphones that we had to use.
Well, I didn't see the microphones, but everything else, absolutely true.
I don't think they do that anymore. But yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
I don't think they even bring the other ones anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shout out E&D though.
I just wonder, me and Stick.
I love pigs in a blanket.
Oh, they were so good.
Me and Stick were on until 1 o'clock.
Spring rolls. We had spring rolls too.
Me and Stick were on until 1 o'clock. That's lunchtime, right? Spenny was there too.
Yeah.
That's lunchtime.
They brought out M&Ms, everything you could ask for. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Specific color ones, whatever's in E&E's contract. Green ones only.
Yeah, they were all green.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Bougie-y.
Yeah, Bougie-y. I like that one. Yeah,
that's nice.
Woodward Sports chat thread. IT Hips, appreciate the insight, Doc. Go Cats. Mike G, I like Dr. Pierce. He's a good dude, man.
I bet. Good on you for finding the only youth sports related question and all that. So,
what do you mean?
Let's just keep it pushing.
Okay.
The chat was on fire for that segment. I'll just say that.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Shout out Alyssa.
Yeah.
She's texting me about it right now.
I mean, literally everything in the chat.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally everything in the chat was about her.
She's like, somebody told me to check out the chat. Oh my god.
It was outrageous.
Yeah. It's my girl.
Yep.
Good job, Deal.
Lady Jane's in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good job finding the only youth question in there.
There's
literally the only one.
Wait, there was multiple ones.
Oh, okay.
Spenny, sound like you're about to say something.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just.
I'm just gonna say there's a lot of talent around here.
Yeah. I second that. Good draft class.
Great draft class.
Literally looking for anything to read right now, so I'll just read the next one I see. Dante 151. This is why you should block Brandon Katz.
I did twice already.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a third one in there. Oh,
fucking know it all, that guy.
3 for 3.
He has a response for literally everything. It's
Him and Mile
insane.
High, the king of dual accounts.
Oh my god.
No one does it better than Katz.
Yes.
He's on his 3rd account today.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's do this then. Let's take the break. We got a couple of Lions things that we are going to get to as well. Let me tell you about the morning show. That's right. Wake up Woodward, everybody. You know the players and you know the game. They don't ask for new microphones.
They don't.
Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, KG, JB Smoove in that mix as well. 8 to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, right here on Woodward Sports Network. We are Michigan's #1 sports network.
One more time.
What?
I said one more time.
We are Michigan's #1 sports network. Sorry about it.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of. And guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Neil Rule here for Dr. Jeff Pierce. That's right. He is our injury insider, the medical director for the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Every Thursday on Bougie and Edwards. And it's brought to you by MRI of Southfield, featuring the most advanced imaging and maximum patient comfort for over 20 years. And if any of you have had an MRI done before, it can be a pretty intense experience. So go where the maximum patient comfort is given. That's right, MRI of Southfield.com. All right, we're keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule. And, of course, Flannel Sam in for D-Mac, KG, intern Justin, Spencer Raxter, all of you, Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts in there. And go. Matthew Kruger in all caps, open the phones. He wants to talk about Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
I know what he's got to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Sum it up for me.
No, he just doesn't think Cade Cunningham is the future of this team.
Okay,
more or less.
then what's the move?
Great question.
Like, it's easy to jump up and down and say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then what's your play?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's counting on getting a good return for him.
Well, no. He just told me he's not the future. So if you don't think he's the future, what NBA franchise is going to think he's the future?
Yeah, and Matthew Kruger, if I'm misrepresenting you at all, please mention it in the chat. But I'm 99.9% sure that it's more or less in the, like, cloaked under, he just isn't a big Cade guy, at least Cade moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I second that.
I'll let anybody speak.
I know.
You know?
I mean, we rock it pretty good. We can open the phones if you want to. I'm just saying. He's probably already called like 3 times. So I just didn't open the lines because you didn't say so.
Yeah, Matt, call.
Okay.
If he calls, put him on. I'm curious. I'll talk with anybody, and I'll listen to their case, and then I'll step into reality and give them my case, and then we can move it on from there. Right. But yeah, man, if he wants to, go ahead. If you guys want to, go ahead. I'm not reading those. Once our chat gets on that,
yes,
they get on that.
Yeah, it's like me sitting up on the desk every day. It's tough. It's an everyday battle, man.
Yeah. No, it absolutely is. Greg Rounds, no offense to the other Big D host, but what happened to Lindsey Hunter? Is he still hiding after his team lost in the Super Bowl?
We haven't heard from
Lindsey is a part of
1270.
Yeah, 1270 now.
Yeah.
Hip hop, or what is it? Hip hop sports radio?
Yeah,
or rap sports radio.
Sports rap radio.
Sports rap radio. Yeah, I tuned into his show the other day.
Yeah. So it's I don't know what everybody.
He's not with us.
Google Lindsey Hunter and you'll see in the news. Like, I'm sorry, I don't.
But he hasn't been around since that.
Yeah. And that's why, which is how it works.
Lindsey's the man.
Yep, always a friend of the
Shout
show.
out Lindsey.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like, that's still my guy.
Very cool guy.
I miss arguing 49ers with him, man.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I was chirping him in he went live on Instagram, and I was chirping him while he was in his show about the 49ers.
No doubt. So that's what any other questions, kind of feel free. Alan W. Cade is a bum. How could he not average 50 points per game with Killian Hayes and Evan Fournier? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. Killian Hayes had an appearance last year. You had lineups on the floor where Killian Hayes and Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren were out there at the same time.
Ooh.
Not gonna be great shooting. Not gonna be great shooting.
DNC ENT, get Rod on the line right now. No, we don't need Super Rod-seeded.
Please don't summon him either, because he will.
He will, yeah. Like
that guy up north. Neil and Flannel agree on the Cade topic.
Yeah. Hey, we agree on a lot of things.
We do.
We do.
All right. Terrell Lamar. I wish Neil was here when Stick was on here talking crazy.
Oh, man, it was bad.
He was playing devil's advocate.
No, he's just
about Cade, the Cade stuff. Well,
he's a
Stick's
Jaden
he sticks more Team Ivy than he is Team Cade.
A lot more.
But he was just playing devil's advocate about Javi. He doesn't actually believe that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
He literally said, "I'm just going to play devil's advocate here."
He did.
Yeah.
That's not the hill the devil's advocate on. But shout out Stick. It was a fun show.
Yes, it was. Stick's the man.
Yeah, shout out.
Night for his wedding. Even though it's
Alan W. Neil, you promised us some talk about Hendon Hooker on Friday.
Did you?
Did I?
I don't remember that.
Wasn't here.
I don't believe so.
I don't remember.
Maybe I did.
So. Maybe you.
Maybe
did.
I did.
Yeah,
I don't remember in particular. We'll get there at some point.
Maybe about the news of that he's not doing so hot.
I mean, I think I kind of teased it where
and it's been out there a little bit in the media.
So people know it's not going well.
Yeah.
For Hendon Hooker.
He may or may not be the number 2 going into the season. So.
And that poses the question. That's what they will find out in the preseason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are they at with the backup quarterback?
Yep. Those reps are going to be really important for him. So, yeah.
So, that's what it is. But all right, Lion stuff. All right. Flannel.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Because I do want to get to the Stanley Cup, and we will discuss it coming up in just a little bit. The realistic and I always get nervous about having this discussion. The realistic expectations for Aiden Hutchinson. Because I know there are some in the camp that think he's going to get 30 sacks next year. I'm kidding about that.
No.
Yeah, clearly.
No.
What? I think you and I can find a common ground here. What do you expect? Like, what would you say, all right, Aiden took is there another step for Aiden Hutchinson to take?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course there's another step. I think there's levels to this of what he can be. I think next season, at worst, he is going to be at the very end of the top tier of defensive ends. Right now, I have him as the 8th best behind the usuals and Josh Allen and Khalil Mack. I expect Aiden Hutchinson to, at the very least, enter that pantheon to where he's fighting for an all-pro spot. But I'll tell you what, with the more help, it wouldn't shock me at all if he has a season in which his sack totals remind me of what Danielle Hunter's and Trey Hendrickson's were last year, but he's better against the run and he's more of a force in the backfield. Because nobody thinks about Danielle Hunter and Trey Hendrickson as some of the top of the defensive ends in the NFL. We like them. We think that they're great, but with Aiden, I expect him to, if he has that sort of monster sack season, to be a guy who's actually fighting for Defensive Player of the Year because you see all that he brings to the table. He's not a liability against the run. He's in the backfield almost all of the time. You see almost every game has at least a pressure or two that forces a bad throw. So I think there is a next step. There's a next step where he can become like a tier better. But given his help, I could definitely see an all-pro season. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibilities.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get your thoughts into there, jump in there, and let us know. And Andrew Jones says Hendrickson got 17 sacks thanks to Reader. I think Hutch can do something very, very similar.
Yeah.
He can.
I say 14 is my floor, especially with as much as he gets in the backfield. 14 regular season sacks. I feel like it's very achievable for him.
And so, Flannel, I'm going to circle back, and I'm going to get killed for this, even though I'm right. So it's safe to say you're expecting more.
Yeah. But I don't, hold on. This is what my problem has always been. I don't like this premise that his season last season, given that he was in year 2, given that he had double-digit sacks, and given that he was a force for a lot of the playoffs, was anything other than splendid. That's where it's like, what are we doing? Because, yeah, I expect
So you expect more?
I do, but it's not like he needs to take that much of a leap to enter the elite of the elites. Maybe like one tier. Maybe he runs and do a couple of more sacks that he didn't get last year, and then all of a sudden he's an all-pro. He has a lot better...
So you need a little more then?
A little bit.
I say it, I'm a fucking criminal.
Yep.
No,
you say it, and you're like,
goes.
well, it's part of the natural progression. And this goes back to that's the company I hold Aiden Hutchinson in.
Mm-hmm.
The Nick Bosa, like the game wreckers. That's the company I hold him in.
My thing, though, is I would argue that he was a game wrecker last year. That's where we may butt heads a little bit. Certainly in some games, but even in some of the games where he didn't have a sack, it's not like he was hurting the defense. He didn't have a sack in the Tampa Bay game where they allowed 6 points. He didn't have a sack in the Raider game where the team as a whole had a bunch and they allowed 7 offensive points. To me, it's more about how the defense progresses. If they're a top, say, 10 to 15 defense and Aiden Hutchinson's sack numbers don't improve that much, I still think it's a successful season. He's still going to make a Pro Bowl because of that. But I also think that he has the sky's the limit.
Yes.
He could be Defensive Player of the Year this year. I'm not calling for it.
So you don't need to see more.
A little bit. Just
so you
a little
do
bit.
need to see more.
I think it will all come with as a byproduct of having more help. I think some of those pressures.
So he needs more help.
Everybody needs help. He had terrible help last year. He got it in the secondary and on the defensive line.
Terrible help here today. No,
I'm compromised. I'm going 4 hours. No, but yeah, I expect his numbers to improve, both with him and with the byproduct of having more help.
And that's what I think. That's what me and KG are saying. We expect him to be at that 14 and a half as a base.
Yeah.
Because if he has those 110 pressures, you got to think a little bit better than that with a DJ Reader in the middle, with guys that can play man on man on the outside. He can get at least 3 more. And then I would love that 17 number. Yeah. I don't know why that's the number I like, but that's the number I'm looking at. Like that's the expectations I have for Hutch.
So you want a little more?
Yeah, I expect him to be a Pro Bowler. I expect him to be an All-Pro. I expect him to be that guy.
Yeah,
that's where I've been the whole time.
Yeah,
and I get murdered on social media for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Flannel says it and yeah, he's right. I need a little more. I say it, I'm a dick.
Yeah. It's the Michigan fans, man.
No, you know what it is.
And then I get Danny G. It's your tone, Neil. No, fuck that, man. No, that's my tone. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I've been on this train.
That's what I think he's capable of. This is the Michigan thing.
No,
in a microcosm. I expect more than you did.
Okay, so here's what it is, and I've tried to say this many, many times, and it always turns into an argument, but I'm going to stay as calm as can possibly be.
Oh, we're going to test that.
Oh, I'm calm.
Okay.
and not calm in the way that Adam Sandler was in anger management before he got tased. I'm actually calm. It's this idea that whenever you bring up Aiden Hutchinson, it's always in the tone of
Tone.
No, wait. It's always given the premise that he needs more. It's never looking back at his season and being like, oh man, he had a really great year. He was the best defensive player on the team. He really showed out in the Rams game. It's all about
He is the best defensive player on the team. That's a non-negotiable.
I don't think anybody disagrees that he was the best defensive player on this team.
But Neil, you're such a slappy for everybody else. I mean, I get it. Amon-Ra and Penei, they're established. They're established. And I think Aiden could get to that level where he's thought of in the same regard this year universally. But when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs, Monty, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, all of them, it's just effusive praise all of the time, never, I need more. That's kind of my thing. You're kind of a huge slappy for everyone except for Aiden Hutchinson.
because I asked for a little more. You just asked for a little more. What's different?
But you never.
What's different?
But you look at his last season as disappointing.
But what's understood don't need to be said, Sam. That's kind of the situation with Hutch. Nobody has said on this program or any other one that Hutch had a bad year last year. Nobody has said that.
Am I out of my mind to say that Penei Sewell is and will be the best player on this football team?
No.
That literally has a direct chartered flight to the Hall of Fame.
And
After
that's
3
why
years.
That's why we talk about Hutch in this ilk.
Because he can get there.
Yes, because he's that good. Because he's the best player on the defense. So we want a little bit more from him.
Exactly.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Sparty, Michigan hater.
If this was, Julian Okwara that we're like, oh, we need 17 sacks out of him, that's out of bounds.
Yeah.
But this is your your first round pick, your second overall pick, the guy who's supposed to be the face, the guy who is the best player on your defense.
And when I listen to him talk, it doesn't matter what I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know who thinks he can be on that level too?
He does.
Him.
Yes.
Exactly.
Him.
Exactly.
He thinks that.
He's honestly as confident of a defensive player as I've seen during my time as a Lions fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he thinks he's all that, and he is, for the record.
Yeah.
Love Hutch.
Yeah,
He's a great record, but he can reach another level.
Yes.
And that's, you know what? Maybe we broke a little bread today. It's all well and good. The one thing that I will say to sort of maybe question a little bit, you can't demand 17 sacks or an unsuccessful season. That just doesn't happen.
No. And nobody said that either.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. All right.
Because here's the deal, Flannel.
Yeah.
You will not run on this defense. You didn't run on this defense last year,
Right.
and they got better against the run.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You will not run. It is, and Spenny, this kind of dovetails into your other question that you had on here.
Mm-hmm.
You will not run on this defense. Therefore, they have to sack the quarterback.
Yeah.
They have to on 3rd and long.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be among the league leaders in it. They have to be elite at it. Because, and I heard like the other network talking about this. I believe the expectation, like from a pure analytics, like a yardage perspective, is that the Lions will be around the 20th ranked defense based on yardage given up. Now, immediately, because I think about this a little more granularly than most would, immediately I start to think, well, yeah, God's gift to quarterback, Josh Allen's on the schedule. Yeah. God's gift to quarterback that everybody loves, Trevor Lawrence, is on the schedule. We'll be lucky just to keep them in the park with what they do offensively.
Okay.
Jordan Love, the next coming of Aaron Rodgers. He's on the schedule twice.
They already crowning the Packers.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, they could be in the high teens in like yards per game and stuff like that. Again, as you get to a Super Bowl expectation, my expectations change. I don't give a shit about the style points. When it's 3rd and 12, after you ran for -1 yard and -1 yard, get home.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
And the whole yard.
And if you don't, then I need interceptions.
Sure, or like batted down passes. I mean, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. A stop of any kind, a 5-yard completion on 3rd and 12. But yeah, interceptions would obviously be the best, and sacks, which is why I don't think yards per game is really a metric that I even give a damn about. If I were to give a damn about any stat when it comes to this defense, I would probably say something more along the lines of points allowed per drive. Something like that.
So
or even points.
Flannel stat.
Yeah.
I fit my narrative
fit
stat.
my PFF stat.
Hold on. Points allowed per drive is important because it like points allowed per game, it doesn't take into account the amount of drives another team has.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Just a fan says if you want to be considered elite, you have to play elite.
I think he played at an elite level last year. Aiden Hutchinson did. He was a top 6 edge rusher in the NFL.
Yeah.
I have him at 8.
I want him to be in the top 3.
Yes.
So you want more?
Yes.
Interesting. Good luck on social media. Brand I hope Dave Portnoy doesn't come across that.
Yeah. He's too worried about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's been talking about.
Brandon's dog. Hutch better not take a month off this season. Am I right, Flannel?
He didn't have a month off. That's always been my point. He didn't have a month off. In a couple of those games, the defense actually played very well, which is what's the most important thing. I think at absolute baseline, if Hutch doesn't have double-digit sacks, we're at red alert. But as long as he has that and the defense is great, we're not going to be angry. We're not going to have our ire, locked in on Hutch. But I think he's going to have better than like low double digits, though. I do.
Cat spot. Neil and Spencer's takes are trash. Football's a team game. Holmes has done nothing to help Hutchinson. Reader can't rush the quarterback. Well, if he's elite, if he's top 3, if he's perennial all-pro game wrecker, then at some point it's on him to do it, right?
And DJ Reader was in the upper echelon of defensive tackles when it comes to pressuring the quarterback. So, Cat just doesn't know what he's talking about.
But Neil, that's
the 4th one in a row.
Well, yeah,
Neil, that's a dumb take, Neil.
Yeah, bad take.
That's a
James Houston, who
don't care.
Who while was injured last year, no doubt, is a sack a game guy in his career.
I don't think he's going to maintain that. But
like I said,
whether you think it or not, it's what's happened.
It's facts.
Give me a 1 full year of Marcus Davenport and James Houston combined. That is a guy who can beat one-on-ones on the other side. We didn't have that last year.
Absolutely.
Now we got 2 of them. Hopefully we get a full year out of them combined. And we got Matthew Betts. Look out.
Right.
Bet on Betts.
The answer.
Cameron Wake 2.0.
Wouldn't that be something?
The answer.
I'm waiting for you to hate on Matt Betts.
It's so funny.
Hate on him. Hate on him.
No.
He's a role player, Sam.
I think.
Could he help Hutch?
No. I think he's. You know what Matthew Betts is? And I said this about
the Tom Kennedy.
I said this about Antoine Green yesterday, and Spenny, you were there. They're fodder for the slappies.
Yeah.
That's basically what they are. They're fodder for like the ridiculous slappies.
Hey.
For like the Mike Dumases on Twitter, guys like that. Idiots like that.
Mike Osa.
Antoine Green is coming in. He's a big wide receiver. Oh, he's got a big season. He's going to be able to give Jared Goff that down the field threat. Expect 600 yards from Antoine Green.
12 sacks, Matthew Betts loading.
That's going to be Mike Dumas' next tweet.
No, my whole thing with Matthew Betts is I say it facetiously to get after Easy and to get Flannel going a little bit, stuff like that. But I fully expect if he is given the same amount of snaps that Charles Harris was last year, he will outproduce him.
And you know what? And it's not even in some
it's like
total.
2 sacks.
It's not even in some total. It's does he influence winning a game?
Yeah.
Like you can laugh at Tom Kennedy last year, the year before. Like you can laugh on it, but he had a direct influence on winning a road game.
That's fine.
He did. And even you've admitted that.
Yes.
And like
that's it. When you're a Super Bowl team, Spenny, that's all that matters.
Like Bruce Irvin coming out of the retirement home.
Just to bury Derek
Carr.
Was
better than Charles Harris in 13 games.
And influenced winning in a road game.
Yeah.
And
like, that's it.
Put Derek Carr on the stretcher.
I've always said this, and this isn't to knock the Lions or anything. I think if Derek Carr stays in the game, the Saints win. Who knocked him out?
Yeah, Bruce Irvin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because Jameis missed some easy throws.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, Jameis revenge tour for the Browns. Is he going to be the starter after Massage Boy Watson can't do it?
Stop it.
Stop
it.
Famous Jameis, yes.
Give me the Jameis Winston experience.
I love me some famous
Back-to-back 450-yard, 4-touchdown, 2-interception games.
Yeah.
And fantasy teams across the world pick him up to see him throw for 109 with 4 picks the very next game.
I love
and
it.
then you bench him, and then the next game he's 440 and 5 touchdowns with 4 picks.
You thought the greatest show on turf was the Rams? No, it's Jameis Winston.
Famous Jameis, boy.
You never know what's going to happen.
He's also one of the funniest people. Did you see him like tuna fishing or whatever it was? He was fishing for tuna, and he was like interviewing the fish as they got brought up. He had the mic, and somebody was like, imagine being this fish, choking to death, looking for air, and the last thing you see is Jameis Winston shoving a microphone in your face.
I'm surprised he wasn't fishing for crab legs.
Tell
about Lady Jane's. Sorry.
Yes, awesome is where a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in and sit back and relax and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rule here for KDK Law. And look, everybody, dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, other family issues. Yes, very, very sticky. But Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law right here in Birmingham will have your back. Over 10 years of experience, 24/7 availability. And guys, look, that's really what we're in this for, right?
Yeah.
24/7 availability in today's day and age. Think about that, guys. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you. KDK will pay your filing fee. You need excellence on your side. It's never a pleasant situation, everybody. Yeah. We get that. But there's your answer.
Don't let her do you wrong, though.
That's not the official hook line for KDK Law. That is the independent opinion of KG.
Yes.
But don't let her do you wrong. Go to KDK Law. All right, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it. Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike, flannel metrics are overrated.
Hey, you're gonna see the points allowed per drive go up this year. I mean, go in the favor of the Lions.
Shot 216JF
Shot.
Oh boy, says Sam doesn't trust Brad Holmes.
Oh, because I don't think that he will go 100%. That I'm thinking that Matthew Betts and Antoine Green will be more irrelevant than not. That's what happens with those guys. That's what happens with like free agents from Canada or 7th round draft picks. Even for Brad Holmes, he misses from time to time. When you have the hit rate that he does with draft picks, and hell, at this point, even with some free agents, those are the ones that I tend to focus on and not the ones that, at best, will negligibly help your team.
At bets.
Sam, are you a Brad Holmes guy?
Now, because I'm not super
Sam,
high on
answer the
Antoine
question.
Green or Brett. Yes, I'm a Brad Holmes guy. I have to trust everything that he does. Like Matthew Betts, you know what? He's going to be in the CFL and the NFL Hall of Fame.
Damn right.
He is. Antoine Green.
Like Warren Moon.
Like Warren Moon, Matthew Betts. They're going to be in the same
equivalent.
room.
We got off track there. You want to tell them about Randy Wise?
Absolutely. Randy Wise Golf Tour. You know what? And yesterday, Celebrity Golf Tour, Randy Wise Automotive Team. And yesterday, you know where we were at? We were at Oakland Hills Golf Club, and they had the first leg of it. It was a lot of fun. I think Brady Wood in sales played out there. Wake Up Woodward was there. Big D Energy was there with myself and Stick. He had Ermanni and Edwards, and we're gonna be having more of these Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour automotive teams throughout this entire year. So stay tuned for the next one.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Neil Rule here for Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. As you know, Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game. I've been a member there for over 3 years. I love Planet Fitness. I will never be a member at another gym other than Planet Fitness. Why? I'm a Planet Fitness Black Card member. It's the best money that I spend every single month. I'm not paying $100 a month because a place has a rock wall. All right? Planet Fitness has everything you need. I'm a big cardio guy. Lots of treadmill work in there. Spencer lift weights. What are we on tonight?
Shoulders.
Shoulders for Spenny. I'm in there running miles. Guess what? We both are on it. And Planet Fitness has everything we need. Go to planetfitness.com and join today. Pull in the parking lot. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. A bit of NHL breaking news, I guess you could say. The salary cap will be locked at $88 million next year. So a huge jump in NHL revenue.
Love that.
Yep, there's a huge jump in viewership.
I was just going to say, do you think $88 million is a sign that one Patrick Kane will return to the Detroit Red Wings?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. As the Red Wings sit right now, they have, I believe, right around $11 million in cap space. They're 10th in the league in cap space.
I believe it's more. I'm almost positive it's more. You might be looking directly at it, but the last time I checked a couple weeks ago, it was way more than that. A projected cap space, I believe, was $26 million.
Is that what they said?
That's what my research told me.
Okay, because the numbers I'm looking at says that they're 10. I wonder if that's taking the cap bump into account.
It might be.
So I don't know. We'll see. But the moral of the story is they're upper tier in terms of yes, cap space. Now, they'll have to choose a direction. Are you going to use some of that? You're going to lock up Sider and Raymond?
I mean, that's got to be step one.
Yeah.
So, or, Matthew Kruger, like, should we not build around Sider and Raymond? Are they not, are they not good enough?
You'll be doomed for 5 years if you do.
40 goals for Raymond next year.
Calling it?
Calling it.
I'm with you, Spenny.
Ooh.
40 for the Razor.
90 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of hope not. Because now you're talking double-digit million. You know what I'm saying?
Get it done now.
Okay.
Get it done now. Yep.
So then that's
8 for 8.
So I mean, to be fair though, that's kind of they have him, I think, for next year, don't they, or no?
I think so.
No, he's not active.
8 for 8 this year.
100%. You run to the table and do that. 8 for 8. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be jumping at that. Yeah. I think it's going to be 8.25 probably.
Fine. 8 for 8.25.
Yep.
He earned it.
Yeah, you're okay. With the 88 million, 26.8. Fifth. So there you have it. So
shout out Korean Jesus.
That is where they sit. Just a friendly reminder. Justin Abdelkader, $1.05 million cap hit next year.
Spartan Dog, get your money.
And Kyler Yamamoto, $533,000. So
what was your favorite Kyler Yamamoto with the Wings memory?
I remember. Did he even touch down in Detroit?
So yeah,
it's like Melo's career with the Hawks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And just remember, Justin Abdelkader. This will go on till. Where was it at? This will go on until 2026.
Spartan Dog, get your money.
Damn.
Ken Holland, everybody.
Yep.
There you have that.
Yep, you'll just love to see it. You'll love to see it. Oh, down to 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final. You just hate to see it.
You mean a GM that took a team to the Stanley Cup final?
That was gifted the two best players.
I'm kidding.
That was gifted the two best players.
Nobody can inherit players quite like Ken Holland. I've said it before. So
That's true.
I'm just.
It is a skill.
Yeah.
So there it is. Sick argument was looking at the same spot I was. But yeah, those are the cap numbers. Just
CMC, cover athlete from Eden, by the way.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh,
love that.
I thought it was gonna be Burrow. They kept teasing like it was Burrow. Okay.
They leaked that it was Burrow.
Good. Good. Madden covered Jinx back in there.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't Amon-Ra.
They just paid him more too, so
yeah.
Madden curse in full effect maybe.
Stephen Baffy, NHL needs to get back to a real network. Bally's does them no favors.
I like TNT. TNT does it. Dude, Turner is just good.
Yeah,
they are, and the streaming too. Like,
they don't miss.
They
too
got
much.
the Peacock streaming angle.
Mm-hmm.
Better end on
Like
the app was a little tricky at first, but it's gotten better over the years.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, everybody, that'll do it. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I think D-Mac's back in tomorrow.
Let's
I believe.
Believe so.
Let's hope.
I think so.
Think so.
If he decides.
Isn't it? We're at Feldman tomorrow. Right?
We're at Feldman. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
In Nova.
Feldman. Yes.
There you go. Flannel, thanks, man.
Of course.
Appreciate
It was
good
fun.
banter.
It was good banter.
For KG, for Juices, for Spencer Action, I'm Neil Roll. Thanks for tapping in Big D Energy. Well, see you later.